It's the end of the line for chronic and other synthetic cannabis products. The government's found a way to ban all 43 types currently on the market, meaning shop shelves around the country will soon be empty. It's a move that sends a strong message to the industry, which has caused debate recently after a prescription-only drug, Fenazepam, was found in one range. But is it enough to stop them from coming up with new creations that slip under the radar? Joining me now is Ross Bell, Executive Director of the New Zealand Drug Foundation. Good morning, Ross.
Good morning.
So you would support the government's move, no doubt, Ross, but are you slightly mystified as to why it's happened now when the products have been out there for the best part of 2 years?
Well, I think the government will recognise that the proposals are a band-aid solution, but they have learnt from overseas experience where countries have tried to put something in place and the industry very quickly finds a way around that. I think the government's proposals will give them greater scope to get on top of the industry, but certainly there will still be loopholes, there will still be gaps where the industry can keep putting products on the market until the minister identifies them and gets this ban in place.
Well, that's the issue, isn't it? The industry's not going to go away. What do you think will be going on behind the scenes by those who import synthetic cannabis?
Well, I think the industry has proved themselves to not be very trustworthy. I think that they will have a product lined up to get around this ban. If it's not a synthetic cannabinoid, it's going to be a party pill. There'll be something else to put on the market. And I guess the message to the industry really should be, if you want some longevity in your industry, if you want some sustainability, if you want to keep existing, then the kind of behaviours they've done in the past, they shouldn't repeat. So I think it's a little bit cheeky of the industry to challenge the government and say we're going to have another product anyway. You know, you'll always play catch-up. I think the industry needs to probably show some more maturity in the way that they behave.
Our drug laws haven't been overhauled for the best part of 36 years. Is the process slow going for a reason, or is it frustrating?
Oh, it is slow going for a reason. It's because drugs are a highly politicised area of health policy. In fact, probably the most politicised area of health policy. Too often, and not only in New Zealand but around the world, the debate is you're either soft on drugs or hard on drugs, you're pro-drugs or you're tough on drugs. And I think most of us understand now that this issue is more complex than that. This is fundamentally a health issue, and we really do need to reform our drug laws in a way that really promotes health. And so I'm hoping that the country is more ready to have that mature conversation about a better way of managing these issues. We've got a new era of drugs, and we need a new era of drug policy to better deal with those.
The Law Commission recommendations that were tabled in May suggest some leniency on individuals using drugs for just individual use, and at the same time imposing heavier penalties on those who manufacture and sell illicit drugs. Do you agree with those recommendations?
I'm not sure I'd use the word leniency. I think what the Law Commission have proposed is trying to find ways to use your law to divert people away from the criminal justice approach into receiving health advice or treatment or whatever. So it's what the Commission has proposed is more of a health referral system, and that's worked really well in other countries like Portugal and in fact in many states in Australia. But you're right, the Law Commission also say that while you try to divert people with problems and people who use drugs into receiving health information and advice and treatment, on the other side of that, then you invest your resources, your police resources, into tackling those people that cause the greatest amount of harm, which is the traffickers, the manufacturers, and I think that is a more balanced response to our drug problem.
Okay, Ross Bell from the New Zealand Drug Foundation, appreciate your time this morning.